Good day and happy time zone, everyone. I will be your host for the first portion of today. I'm Professor Birch. Welcome on in. We have two wonderful runs for you today. We have first up Small Saga, ran by 3pup, and then following that we will have Hitman, ran by the Selkuth Mine. But before we get into the runs, do you have strong opinions about video games? Have a soft spot for that one game you played as a child that may or may not have aged well? Or do you just want an excuse to yap about your faves? Well, you are in luck. Currently, Lady Arcaders is compiling a list of 100 games everyone must play. If you are a member, check out the news post in the private Discord for the submission form to add your top 5 games to the list. Submissions are still open until Friday, October 10th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific. So get those submissions in soon. I know I do also want some new game recommendations myself. Now, like I said, we have a pretty meaty run coming up. So without further ado, we're gonna hop right into our first run of the day. It's the biggest little RPG. It is What Will Happen If You Give a Mouse a Great Sword. It's 3pup running Small Saga, any percent glitchless. 3pup, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Hi, yes, I am 3pup, and am very, very excited to be showing y'all this cute little game, Small Saga. This is a pretty long run. There's a lot to talk about, but I think we're going to go ahead and technically get started, but not quite just yet. So go ahead, new game. Let this intro load in. Time won't actually start until I gain control of our main character. Very peaceful. So yes, this is Small Saga. It's a turn-based RPG, pixel, 8-bit, all those adjectives. We play a little mouse named Verm, and he is going on an adventure with his brother to go find food for their family. So we're going to bash through this little opening dialogue section right here. And this will be actually when we gain control of Verm in just a minute. All right, Mia, could you give me a countdown?
Absolutely. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alrighty. And speaking of Mia, introduce yourself since I don't think we did that yet.
Hi, I'm Mia Schemes. I am 3pup's lovely commentator. I am going to not really watch a lot of the opening of this game just because there's some really heavy stuff and it hits me in the mental health. So just a little bit of a spoiler warning / content warning for folks. There will be a scene coming up that is pretty heavy. It does involve death and loss. So I'm going to be quiet until after that point ends. If you hear my voice again and you are not wanting to watch that particular part, you just listen for me. And when you hear me again, that's when you're good to watch.
Yeah, I will also give folks a heads up when we start the scene and when we're out of it as well. But for now, we got a very basic combat tutorial going on right here. It's a turn-based RPG. Things are pretty simple here. We have our party members. They have those little blue crystals that you can see underneath their health bars. That indicates their action points. Abilities have different action point costs, and every turn you get 1 crystal back. So this combat is mostly just attack with your heaviest hitting abilities until the enemy gives up. So, yeah. So we're through that. While we're getting started through here, it's also a good thing to note, shoutouts to accessibility in speedrunning. I have a turbo button set up for mashing through dialogue because mashing through dialogue for 2 straight hours, I've done it once, and I do not wish to do it again.
It's 2025, take care of your hands.
Yes. For those who aren't yet aware, you
Welcome back, chat. apologies for that slight delay. The power of the god weapon was just a little too much for stream to handle. But without further ado, we're gonna get right back into the run. Let's get back into it.
Alrighty, yeah. Hello again, everyone. Sorry, yeah. There's a lot of little like rodents in the walls chewing wires and stuff. Yeah, it happens. Mia, you want to count me back in so we can restart this fight?
Absolutely. Also, this music is really good, and we've been just jamming to it the whole time. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so yeah, as I mentioned, or maybe I didn't mention, I don't know if I captured, but this boss will do like a taunt attack. We don't want to attack him during the first taunt, because we'll just take damage we don't want to. But the second taunt, we actually have dealt enough damage to him we can attack through it, and he should just die right here. Cool. That's that fight. So, yep, going to mash through some dialogue here. Once I enter this room up ahead, that is when the biggest content warning of the run will start. For those who are sensitive to loss of a loved one or harm towards animals, I recommend looking away. I will let you know when it's good to look back. But first, I need to grab a little treasure map from a chest there. That will become relevant a little later in the run. But first, we need to enter heaven, which is just a grocery store. So this is a normally pretty routine run for Verm and his brother. They sneak into the grocery store, steal some food to feed their family, and come back. But Chief Saga was telling them about some entity called the Yellow God, who had... He's not really clear, but it seems that in some way the Yellow God has made it hard to get food from heaven like they used to. But our heroes are like, well, that guy kind of sucks, so maybe he's not telling the truth. So we're gonna go in anyway. There's these thunder snares on the ground we're walking past. We're going to walk right past them. I'm sure that's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. Walk past these salted pistachio nuts to get our real target, these organic sunflower seeds. I'm going to run on the other side here and just start pushing these sunflower seeds over to where we came from. And there's a weird smell. I'm sure it's nothing. I will be a little quiet during this section, just because I do think that this scene is a very important character moment for our hero Verm, and I want to make sure I give it the importance it deserves. So we're going to try our best to run out of here, but Verm gets frightened by the Yellow God and decides to just leap forward. Alright, yeah. Lance is unable to pull Verm out of the trap, so Lance decides to instead create a distraction for Verm. This section here, we just gonna mash through the fight right here because this is a scripted loss. All right. For those of you who were looking away, you can look back now, including Mia.
Yeah.
For just like a heads up for the rest of the run, nothing gets quite as heavy as that opening. We just like our hero Verm here needs a strong inciting incident to set him on his quest for vengeance. And sometime later, we join back with Verm as he is on his quest to defeat the Yellow God and get revenge for his brother. He is now wielding the god weapon that he that was being wielded by the chief Saga. One very tiny mouse wielding a very big weapon. So entering into this fight against this cat here. This is another scripted loss, so we're not going to do much here besides just mash our swipe button, but we do have some new toys to play around with that we'll show off a little later. But first, we need to get introduced to the best character in the whole game. A little mole named Shaban. So Shaban here is going to be our first of our party members. They play the role of a wizard, at least as close as we can get to this game. In this game, they are also non-binary and use they/them pronouns. So yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. This game in general is very queer, like LGBT friendly. I think one of the devs or writers is transgender, if I remember correctly, Mia.
I don't remember.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, very queer friendly. Very cool. Yeah, we get introduced. So Verm gets his butt kicked by the cat, and Shaban finds him and decides to introduce him to their mother. Talking about because that cat has been kind of taunting their home Cranbale for a while now, and Shaban is like, well, that mouse kind of put up a decent fight against the cat. Maybe we could work together and stop the cat from bothering them. But Shaban's mother is very stuck in her ways, and this kind of introduces a theme that runs throughout the game of just those that are stuck in the past, stuck in their ways, resistant to change, and our characters who act as the agents of change to try to actually improve things for the better. So Shaban's mother is like, no, we're not going to do anything. Like, this is how it's supposed to be. And Shaban's like, no, actually. And Shaban's actually going to show us some things that they have hidden back away in the back of the library. In a little secret compartment.
I'll say it again. Shaban's the best.
Shaban is the best. Yeah, Shaban has a little collection of just like god tools and god weapons that they've been gathering over the course.
Is that Phoenix Wright's phone?
Fun fact, that game dude right there actually has a playable game on it. I haven't really dabbled much in it yet, but yeah. Shaban does reveal like the secret weapon, as it were, is they have just a lighter that they can wield as like a fireball kind of thing. And with that, and with Shaban joining our party, we're going to go ahead and rematch that cat. You also noticed that there was a moment where Verm is just like, you know what, like Verm's like got that lone wolf instinct, and Verm's like, no, whatever, I don't want to bring anyone else along. And he tries to run away, but something holds him back from doing so. But we'll talk more about that a little later. For now, we have a fight against a cat here. This is still fairly simple here. We're going to utilize Verm's new ability to rage like a barbarian. During rage, Verm deals double damage. And meanwhile, Shaban has Wormfire, which is a fire attack, which turns out cats are flammable. So we're going to do a Wormfire here again for another big burst of damage. Do another swipe here. Shaban's going to defend to get energy back for another Wormfire. We're gonna get pounced, but that's fine. I think I'm just gonna do a normal swipe. And I think one more Wormfire should just do it. Yeah, cool. So, there's that fight.
Good thing the
Shaban...
bleed ends right after the fight, because Verm was not looking good.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's actually introduces one of the cool mechanics about this game is it streamlines a lot of the more tedious parts of an RPG. There's no like needing to go heal your party between fights or anything. You full heal at the end of every fight. And there's also, you'll see later, no random encounters. All encounters are static. And also no experience. There is still character progression, but for those of you who have played D&D, it's not experience points, it is now milestone based. So once we hit like certain important story beats, the game will give us
milestones.
Yeah, the game will give us a skill point to level up with. And I'm not going to level up just yet. We're going to go a little bit further in the run, and then we'll do our first. I'll show off what the character progression looks like. But until then, we go back to Shaban's mother to tell her the good news. Hey, we defeated the cat. It won't bother us anymore. And Shaban's mother is like, oh God, what have you done? You've like violated the old ways. Get out of here. And she exiles Shaban from their home. And Shaban obviously doesn't take this great and decides to join up with her for at least a little bit as we go off to the capital of the rodents, Merida. But until
Can I just
then,
say I love the term capital of the rodents?
Yeah. Until then, we have to first find a way to get to Merida, which is when we get introduced to one of the other best characters in the game. But first, we need to free him from a garbage can. So, going to jump up here onto these cans. And then try to do that, but we can't really open the lid. So Shaban is going to walk over here to this little kid's backpack to find something that can open that trash can lid. Lots of like sawing and hammering noises that I don't really know where they come from, because all we end up doing is wedging a ruler underneath the lid. And I'm just going to go ahead and bounce that off and introduce my favorite running gag. whenever Shaban like jumps or like lands from something, they will just land face first. It's the funniest thing. Also, this is Dizzy. Whenever Dizzy's on screen, you are legally obligated to bob your head.
You heard her, chat.
Dizzy is our airship. Which is just a really funny thing to say. We're gonna go over here to Merida, where we've been given our next lead.
I love the little noise of Shaban falling over.
My favorite part is that Shaban never addresses it. Shaban just gets back up. He's like, okay, let's keep going. So, oh yeah. Going to enter Merida here, except Merida is not taking new visitors. Going to talk to the guard captain here, and he's gonna be like, yeah, no, we're not taking people. No, go away. No, we're just here for vagabonds. Why not? But we hear a little voice off in the distance. Someone's calling over to us. It's our third party member, Bruce.
The bagpipes in the background.
It's so good. So Bruce promises that he knows a way to get into Merida, like through a side path. But before we do that, we're going to actually do some leveling up.
While you're doing that, I love Bruce. He's a gay squirrel. He's awesome. He's the bard.
Yeah, he's gonna be the bard of our party. We'll show him off in a little bit. He doesn't quite participate in combat until a little later. Right now, we have this little sequence where we're going to just have to like unclog these pipes by turning some water on. So let's just go through this dialogue here.
Letting folks know in advance there are going to be some kind of realistic looking pixel art bugs. They're not too bad, but they will be here for the duration of the sewers and then they'll be gone.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah. There's these little guys right here.
Honestly, they're so friend-shaped. I love them.
So yeah, these guys are not that complicated. We're going to do, Verm did get a new ability called Cleave, which lets him attack twice, which does stack with Rage to attack 4 times if you cleave during Rage, which is pretty nice. We're going to go ahead and keep running here. I think we go up top here. No, we don't. You'd think I remember this by this point, but whatever. We do need to turn these valves in a specified order. It's just written on by the number on the wall. So we need to go grab these. This is also a good time to note that during that last level up, we introduced a new mechanic for Shaban, the most important mechanic in the game for combat, overclock. Overclock will make it so that Shaban's next fire attack deals double damage and it stacks. This will be very important for some boss kills a little later. Here we're going to Rage. We're going to Wormfire one of these cockroaches to get them out of our way. Take 1 hit and then cleave the other one to get it out of the way. Cool. So going into this final section here, there are optional encounters in this fight, in this game. We want to make sure to actually avoid them because I think that's actually not quite the right one.
Whenever you're in the world screen like this and Verm is front facing or like front adjacent facing, the god weapon knife that he's got always looks like a skateboard to me. Mm-hmm. Skater Verm.
Skate mouse.
Yeah.
But like, it's a Swiss Army knife. It's got a knife, it's got a skateboard, you know, if you fold everything up and ride it.
We just need to put wheels on it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's a good point. It's a snowboard.
Do you want to make sure we skip that optional encounter right there? As mentioned, there is no experience, so there's not really any benefit to doing optional encounters. There's some encounters that like drop items that you can sell or something, but we don't need money necessarily, so we're going to make sure we skip any optional encounters that we run across and get to our next boss. It's a squid.
It's just in the sewers.
Yeah. This fight is a little tricky just because RNG can make things a little interesting, but still not super scary. We're going to rage with Verm to start. Going to just Wormfire with Shaban. And this is also when Bruce joins the party. Bruce is our bard, and just like kind of like dancers in Fire Emblem, he can give your party members a second action in a turn, which is really, really nice. We're going to use that ability to make the Verm be able to rage and attack in the same attack round. That's actually pretty good. Shaban's not super helpful in this fight, so it's okay if they get stunned by the nerve toxin.
This music goes so hard.
I'm going to defend here to get energy back for rage. I'm going to rage again for some more damage. Shaban doesn't do a whole lot here, so we're just going to whack. Going to defend here. Okay, that's probably fine. I need to make sure that I can actually heal now. Let's encore. Okay, that's not great. Actually, I think that's fine still. Verm is awake, going to rage once more.
Oh, does Bruce's encore get rid of the stun?
No, it's just the stun is like one turn.
Gotcha. So it speeds it up, kinda.
That's fine. All right, we're out. Cool. That was a little scary, but we're out of it. Okay. Get a level up there. We're fine for a while. Verm is a little mad that Bruce maybe downplayed the monster that lived inside the sewers, but it's fine. We're out. And we're entering Merida, like the capital of the rodents. This is a pretty big town. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of side quests and stuff here that obviously won't touch for the speedrun, but yeah. This is where Bruce and the rest of our party part ways. Bruce has his own plans in mind. So we got a bit of a extended story sequence coming up here as our party splits off to go do their various things. So Shaban leaves to go do some research on the Yellow God, and we're gonna go try to talk to the king. It won't go great. So, we're back to playing Bruce now. Bruce is actually planning a heist. But first, we get introduced to Bruce's boyfriend, Anton. They're cute. So, yeah, Bruce and Anton are planning a heist in Sky Garden, and we're going to try to find a thief.
Also, everyone, look at the soda can behind the bar with the little spigot in it. That's awesome.
And talking to everybody, but no one wants to help us steal from Sky Garden, except for our little thief there. Let's do some dialogue here. So they're planning on stealing something called the Pebble of Cranbale, which is an important relic of Bruce's family, which we'll get into that a little bit later. I'm just gonna say, there's a reason why Bruce is hiding his face. Meanwhile, Shaban is going to get introduced to this weird-looking rat. Shaban mentioned something about the Yellow God, and then the weird rat is like, "What do you know about the Yellow God?" And then Shaban's like, "I don't know, weird rat, I'm leaving." And then the weird rat's like, "Well."
Weird rat gives a little bit of stranger danger vibes.
Yeah. Back to playing Verm here. Going to just try to approach the king to ask about the Yellow God. But Smo here is like, yeah, no, that's not happening. And we're like, well, okay. And we're just gonna leave. And then once we leave here, also you may be noticing these like statues strewn about. Those are the save points in the game. You may be noticing that I'm not really saving. That's intentional. There are really only 2 points in the run that I need to get a safety save in, though I may get a safety save in coming up pretty soon, just because, you know, I don't want to mess things up during this run and like have to DNF or something. That'd be really bad. So we got a little refight here with Stilton and Bree, which, by the way, great names.
Amazing.
Yeah. Just gonna go ahead and cleave the both of them. We're a lot stronger than the last time we fought them. And you're like, wow, okay. But Stilton and Bree do give us some important information about I looked up how to pronounce this like a couple days ago, and now I've forgotten, but they tell us about this like rodent called the K-leak that can like give us information that we're looking for over in Sky Garden. So that's where Verm wants to head next. But first, we have this cutscene here involving the weird rat. You learn here that the weird rat was like exiled from working under the king because the weird rat has like rumors surrounding like he's like basically like Frankenstein experiments and stuff, and everyone's kind of scared of him. I mean, like, I don't know why you'd be scared of him. Look at him. That's a pretty like upstanding looking rat, right?
I always trust plague doctor masks.
Yeah, I know, man. Come on.
Yeah, they're just doctors.
They're just doctors.
This is also where we get a good introduction to a character that I think is pretty interesting. Blade Master Leo. He's our little rat friend right there. I'll talk about him a little later during an important cutscene. But he is an interesting character and a really interesting foil to our hero, Verm. But first, he summons these two Needle Knights because there's rumors that a noble mole from Cranbell has been kidnapped by a vagabond mouse. And so they're sending these two Needle Knights to stop us. We'll see how that pans out later. But before then, we have some important business to do here in Merida before we leave. I'm going to go over here to this sketchy bat, take some money from behind a barrel to buy a berserker mushroom. As I mentioned, we don't really need any money during this run, except for 2 instances. 1, to buy that mushroom, and 2, to buy a shield a little later in the run. I'll get into what the mushroom does a little later, because we don't quite need it right now.
Shoutouts to that bat, though, whose wing is the stereotypical back alley dealer coat thing. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah, that's great.
This game is so good.
Also, we stepped into that house to talk to that little girl because we had that map from earlier, like at the very start of the run. And we talked to that girl who like deciphers the map for us and puts a location on our map that we're going to be heading towards next to get probably the most important piece of equipment in the run.
Don't forget to head bob.
Alright. So before we head to Sky Garden, which is our actual next destination, we're going to pop into this carriage yard, which is just, a carriage yard, to find a hidden piece of treasure. So we're going to pop in here, run through here. There's a chest in the very back here with a cursed helmet. The cool thing about this cursed helmet is that it provides the single largest boost to your attack damage in the game at plus 10 attack. As a downside, because it's a cursed helmet, it also gives you, I think, minus 5 defense, which you'd think would be scary. Except this helmet will now let us set up some really cool boss quick kills that will let us kill bosses in 1, maybe 2 rounds. And we're going to show that off a little bit later. But first, we have this extended little story sequence here of Bruce and Anton on their heist. There's an upcoming little quick time event sequence that I will need to do some focus for because I need to perfect the QTE sequence to get money that I will need to buy the shield later in the run. But yeah, so we enter Sky Garden. Bruce makes an important note to hide his tail, which is an interesting story thing that will totally not pan out in a bit. Yeah, surely it's not important. Yeah. But this is Sky Garden, the home of the gray squirrels. Because subtext is for cowards, this game makes it pretty clear that the gray squirrels are not good squirrels. As you can tell by their iconography and their behavior and all the dialogue I'm skipping as well, they're not good squirrels. They actually captured Sky Garden from the red squirrels, who used to call this place their home. I'm going to go ahead and mash through this and focus on this dialogue sequence here. I'm play a little song for everybody. Okay. We got through that, and because we did it perfect, we got some money for it, which is really helpful later to buy that item I mentioned. While that's going on, our thief is stealing what we came here for, the Pebble of Cranbale. Is it Cran? I think that's the Pebble of Cranbale. It's Pebble is something else. I can't remember the name of it, but yes. So the squirrel we're performing for, the one with the vape, which just really drives home how much of a not great squirrel he is. That's Duke Josh. He's the ruler of Sky Garden. He sucks. We don't like him. But yeah, news breaks out that the treasury of Sky Garden was robbed, and suddenly everyone's like, well, okay, these performers here are a little sketchy. And they reveal that, oh my goodness, Bruce was a red squirrel the whole time. The red squirrels that were supposedly wiped out when the gray squirrels invaded Sky Garden. So Bruce and Anton are arrested. And Bruce in particular is going to be thrown in a jail cell alongside a character that's only referred to as the Dragon. Who is the other best character in the game? Gwen.
So what I'm hearing is that you have a top 3.
Yeah, there's a lot of good characters in this game. Gwen is a pansexual disaster rat who got thrown in prison for flirting with the lady guard. That is the right hand woman to Duke Josh. As soon as Bruce gets thrown in here, Gwen's like, "Hey, you want to break out?" And Bruce is like, "What? What do you mean?" And turns out that guards just leave the door open. And you got this tiny little stealth sequence going on here as we go grab the key to Gwen's bindings. And we walk back in here. Except Gwen, already broke herself out. Gwen actually has prosthetic legs. I'll explain maybe how she got that in her backstory a little later. But yeah, she just kind of slipped out of her bindings. And yeah.
Gwen's really cool.
Gwen is really cool. And we got our party together here now. So we're going to sneak past these guards to go get our weapons back. I think I actually could have taken. Yeah.
It's okay, you're playing it safe.
Yeah, played a little safe here. We don't get punished that hard for getting caught. We just get sent back to the beginning. We're gonna enter storage here, which I love this whole room. There's a Beyblade. There's a D20. It's great.
Dice mentioned.
Gwen gets her weapon back, which is a medical scalpel, which is a little hint towards a bit of her backstory. And Bruce gets his weapon, which is a pencil flute. One of my favorite dialogue in this game is right here in this scene where like Gwen's like, "That's your weapon?" Like, is this some kind of like, it like says, and I quote, "Is this some kind of like ooh soft boy thing?" Which I just think is really funny.
Amazing.
We actually need to do some equipping here. Yeah, okay. Just checking my notes real quick. Going to go ahead and give Gwen the helmet as well as level her up. You can also respec your characters whenever, like by just unequipping abilities, which is really nice. So now that Gwen is fully equipped here, we're going to show off the power of the helmet. Now Gwen can just like one-shot this guy.
Yeah, it's so much damage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, y'all were seeing earlier, like Verm was doing like 6 damage a hit.
No, get on the lift.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to rogues.
Shoutouts, like Gwen is so cool and so anti-authority that one of the skills I just picked up gives Gwen a boost to fighting enemies who are members of authority.
Yeah.
Like she gets like a 20% like damage boost against guards. It's really cool. It's really cool. I'm going to go ahead and actually flip the page on my notes, make sure that that's all set up. Ooh, do not want to fight against the optional guards if I can help it. Not a big a deal, it's just a time loss. I'm going to
Once
sneak
again,
past these guys.
Shoutouts to how good all of the music is in this entire game.
I'm going to jump on this can of Warhol tomato soup to go get a chest over here, which has these little brass knuckles in them. Those are just an accessory that will give us, I think, +3 attack, which is just another boost of attack to help us with some fights later on. And then we get over here to this fight with 3 guards, which would be scary, except, you know, we can one-shot them. So we're going to go ahead and shield break one of them. And then Bruce
All right,
will
see you, Rando.
Yeah, bye.
That has to be a big demoralizer, right? Like, these two show up, they're like, all right, well, there's 3 of us and only 2 of you, and then Gwen just takes out a single one of them in a single hit, and they're like,
Yeah, within 2 attacks, completely like turns the tide. And it's just like, I guess. Yeah. Guess this happened.
If I were the 3rd guard, I'd be like, hey, maybe just go ahead.
I'm not paid enough for this.
Yeah.
Make sure we cut everything there. Yeah, okay. And we're gonna head out. I did make sure to unequip the helmet from Gwen because we need to give it to Verm right here.
Did you save?
I saved you save after they got a weapon. They got the weapons back, so
right, cool.
we have a like save to go off of.
There will be a spot in the game where it can get real bad.
Yeah, if I match dialogue incorrectly, I can mess things up here. I'm going to give Verm the helmet and the knuckles, and we also need to level them up. Going to go ahead and go like there, and then go here. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and enter here. There's our thief there. He has his pebble. We're going to walk past him, though. And we're going to enter Sky Garden ourselves. Gonna run up here, talk to Josh. Josh is, again, just being the worst, but we're just gonna skip through all this dialogue. Verm's just here to ask for information on where to find the key leak. And the squirrels here just they just tell us where they are, which isn't suspicious at all. We're gonna go ahead and head downstairs here. And we hear some noises coming from underneath. That sounds very familiar.
I love this scene coming up.
Verm tries to run away again, but again, something just seems to hold him back.
I love how you always say something, but the sound effect of the yellow god taking a footstep in the beginning is this is the sound that's played every time he has that struggle.
It sure is, isn't it? All right,
This guard
go ahead.
has no idea.
Yeah, no, this guard is going to go ahead and do that, and then worm fire. Goodbye. Okay, so we have a boss fight coming up. It's going to look really cool.
He's like, no, you can't pass. And you just kind of slap him aside.
A break in. So we have our prison warden here. He's going to summon a little friend into the fight. And we have a really cool boss kill coming up right here that I will need to focus a little bit on. I have my notes here. So, Verm is going to rage. And then we're going to worm fire the squirrel. Shield break the squirrel. Encore Verm. Jam out to the music. This track is also really cool. And then we're going to cleave the dog. Dog is gone. The squirrel's gonna try to input the commands to the dog, but the dog's gone. And we're just gonna go ahead and swipe the squirrel and get out of here. And that's the boss. Just to reiterate a point from earlier, because I was raged and cleaving, that meant that Verm dealt 4 attacks in 1 attack. And because we had the helmet on, that meant our attacks were dealing 20 damage a hit, which was just enough to defeat the robodog in 1 hit.
Now that's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Everybody's realizing they got to get out of there now.
Yes.
So Bruce is not happy that he can't save his boyfriend. So we make a vow to come back later.
And you get out of here just in time because Lamia, the right-hand woman to Duke Josh, shows up. Asks this janitor if he saw anything, and Lamia is,
Because the janitor's like, she asked him if he's seen anything, and the janitor's like, only Maya. And she's like, Maya? And he's like, Maya Bruma. He's like, I'm not snitching.
All right, so we're leaving Sky Garden for at least for right now. And we're going to enter into a little grass maze, which means it's time for a Lost Woods section.
This is the section where mashing dialogue can be bad.
Yeah. Gonna mash through some more dialogue here. Yeah. We now have our whole party, all 4 of us. So that's cool. And we're gonna go ahead and go right here, but we're exiting right as the Needle Knights show up. Once again, they are searching for a vagabond mouse who had kidnapped a royal mole. And we're gonna go ahead and go right here. Down. Left. And then our party will split up. Our first half of our party here is going to run into one of the Needle Knights, and we need to make sure to say no when the Needle Knight goes, hey, have you seen the vagabond mouse? Because if we make sure we do that, then the mouse will just go okay, and leave. If we say yes, then we have to go into an optional fight that I don't know how to do. One of my very first speedruns of this, I said yes accidentally and had to go into a fight and had no idea what to do, and I lost, and then I lost the whole run because I didn't save. So, yeah, that happened. And then we have Verm and Gwen. that we were going to encounter the other Needle Knight, and we can't say no here because, well, we are the Vagabond Mouse. So we're going to go into a fight here, but this is actually a lot easier because Verm is really powerful. So we're going to go ahead and rage here. Shield break here. Shield break reduces the defense of the target. And then we're going to go ahead and just cleave. And we're out.
Shoutouts to everyone else in chat who's also just vibing to the music with me.
It's real good. There's a track towards the end of the game that is like one of the coolest things I've ever heard. You'll know when we get to it. All right, we're gonna go up here.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about, yeah.
And there's a friend here. He's just a little friend. He's a garden snake named Seth. And he's got a little wizard hat on. We have to give him some information, and in exchange for information, he'll give us a special item. And we tell him that cats are flammable. Remember that, chat. Cats are flammable. And for that information, he gives us a potion. So we're gonna go right and up. The potion kind of functions like Bruce's Encore and gives whoever consumes the potion an extra turn, which will be useful coming up here because we're going to now. We basically have everything that we need for Shaban to come online, and I'll show off what that means in this fight after this. Right now, this is another scripted loss, or at least not a scripted loss. You can win this fight. It takes a lot of time, so we're going to take a loss here. Bruce breaks his pacifist ways and starts whacking people with his flute.
Let's go, Bruce.
He's really mad at our thief here for leaving Bruce and Anton to die. We're gonna go ahead and just
this rat creature is the reason why his boyfriend is captured.
Yeah. I think we have to whack the right one here. Yeah, okay. Then he gets stabbed. And then whack one more time. And then we get stabbed one more time, and we're out. So that's just, we potentially take the loss there, but our thief still feels bad for having left everyone behind, so gives the pebble back to Bruce and decides to make amends. We'll see what he means by that a little later. Meanwhile, we're gonna head up here into the Ashen Tower. What used to be an important spiritual center for the red squirrels now has been reduced to nothing but ash and ghosts. I do need to make sure to do some equipment menuing here, but when we get in, so we're going to go ahead and change our equipment here. Give potion and mushroom to Verm here. Spawn's going to get that and that. And then skill menuing Bruce. That's it. We're going to go ahead now and climb up. Now, whenever Bruce does his Encore now gives an energy to whoever he Encores, which is really nice. We're also now just setting up one of the most the important setup of so I think I mentioned that the potion gives an extra turn. The mushroom functions like Verm's Rage and gives whoever consumes it double damage for 2 turns, which is going to set up some really cool quick kills as we get set up here. Shaban is going to learn a new move called Spread Fire, which allows them to attack all targets in the combat, as well as a while ago we didn't show it off when we learned it, but Shaban also has an ability called Overclock, which gives Shaban a stack of Overclock, which as I mentioned doubles the damage of Shaban's next fire attack. So we're going to enter in here. We're going to get a little cutscene here with Josh and Lamia. This is just where a scene where Josh reveals that Josh had actually encountered the Kalik before, and the Kalik had given him a prophecy that 4 adventurers are going to overtake him, and he did not like hearing that prophecy, so he killed the Kalik and burned the tower. So now we got, yeah, okay. So if the Kalik isn't here, then who is? I had never actually taken that dialogue option before, but yeah, you can ask them a question. You can ask, does Lance forgive me? Lance being Verm's brother, and they'll go, yeah, which like hurts. But yeah, you know, we're going to give the mushroom to Shaban here. Give Shaban double damage, and then spread fire. And we're out.
Oh, just like that. It's a shame too, because this boss music is so good.
Oh, it's so cool.
Owls are flammable, I guess.
Owls are flammable. Also, keep note of that.
I'm noting a theme here. I'm noting a theme here.
Theme?
Animals seem to be flammable.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of offhandedly mentioning it, but yeah, if you choose the dialogue option to ask the owls about Lance, Verm will ask, does Lance forgive me for running away? And the owls go, yes. And even with that information, Verm still goes, it still hurts. And the owls are just like, yeah, you know. Bruce here puts the pebble back in its rightful place here in its home. And our heroes here resolved, like, you know what? That Duke Josh guy sucks. We should do something about it. And Verm was just like, no, whatever. But our heroes here are struggling with it. Like, so like one of the biggest problems is that one of the biggest problems is that Sky Garden has those fireworks installed at the top of the tree, which is like to serve as like anti-air missiles, so no one can like attack them from above, or so they think. But Verm has an idea that leads to like my second favorite scene in this whole game. So here we have our guards stationed here. Nothing, pretty normal. So we steal the owls. We steal on the back of the owls to enact an aerial assault on Sky Garden. Meanwhile, our thief, repenting for his actions earlier, decides to free Anton from prison. Free Anton from prison. And Anton's like, let's just free everyone. And they're like, oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah, why not? We're here.
Yeah. They try to attack the owls with the fireworks, but the owls are just too fast.
They're owls.
Yeah, they're owls. Also, there's now a prison break happening. And Duke Josh is like, what is going on? And we crash their party.
The little Shaban tripping.
Okay, so we got... I'm gonna go ahead and give potion to Shaban here. Gonna go ahead and overclock. Defend here. Oh, I did not mean to do that. That's fine. Defend here. Encore Shaban. I believe this should be enough damage to just spread fire. Yep. Summon another wave of dudes here. And take some attacks here, but that's fine. Going to give a mushroom to Shaban here for double damage. And I need to. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's fine. Defend there. Shield break 1. Encore Shaban here. And spread fire again. Cool. That was a little bit of a scramble there, but we got through it. The civilians of Sky Garden, fed up with Duke Josh, decide to rise up and help us with a riot, which is pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Giving us the maneuverability we need to get out here and make sure I'm all equipped. Here. Yeah. So for our boss fight here, we're going to go up against Hank here. He's a squirrel with a gun. Won't be here for very long though. Gonna go ahead and give the mushroom to Shaban here for double damage. And spread fire. And then go ahead and shield break. And we're out.
Lumi says, I love that magic is just replaced with having a lighter, and yes, I love it so much.
So here, Shaban asks, hey, can I finish off this squirrel? And if you choose yes, and Shaban blasts him out the window, Shaban levels up for that. And I think that's hilarious.
I think that's neat.
I just think that's neat. Gonna go ahead and level up here. Gonna go ahead and go right. Shaban is gonna go ahead and go boop, boop, boop. Bruce is going to go boop. And Gwen is going to go boop, boop. We're going to do a safety save here. This is routed into the run because this upcoming fight can be a little scary. It is also one of the very particular fights, so I'm going to be a little focused. We're going up against Blade Master Lamia. Okay. So, going to mash through some dialogue here. Going to go ahead and give a potion to Shaban, giving them an extra turn. We're going to overclock once. Going to overclock twice. Going to sword break Lamia to reduce her damage. Going to encore Shaban to give them an extra turn. Going to overclock one more time. Lamia gets one turn. That's a little rough. Going to mushroom on Shaban here. Going to overclock again. Going to shield break. Going to encore Shaban. Going to worm fire. Yeah, okay. That's a little
so
rough.
much damage.
Yeah, we do have to scramble a little bit here. I'll explain what happened after the fight, but we should be fine. Okay, Shaban is gone. That's probably fine. That's annoying. Oh, that's what happens. Okay. I have never
Does
seen
it
this.
heal her? I've never
Yeah, it
seen
does
this
heal
either.
her. Yeah, I have not seen this before.
Plus 50, that's not good.
Not great, but I think... I'm gonna try to play this out. I think we can still do this.
chat, give 3 pup your energy.
Or
Did it?
video game?
Oh, because Shaban's not supposed to be dead, so I think it locked.
Yeah.
Oh.
Huh. Okay.
Because yeah, so that's we've never seen that bug before, everybody.
Okay. Crashing the game real quick. We'll be right back. Just a second.
Good thing we saved.
Yeah,
We've
good thing
never
we
seen
saved.
that before.
It's a first for everything. Just a real quick launch the game again. Thankfully, yeah, safety save, so it's fine. Hopefully we'll be able to actually show off the quick kill. So what happened there? Shaban has an ability that we picked up, which gives them extra attack if they're at full health. Because we got hit by Lamia, that meant that Shaban was no longer at full health, which meant that we did not quite have enough damage to kill in one hit. Which meant we had to scramble a little bit. I think I scrambled in a little bit of the wrong way. I think I needed to adjust a little bit differently there, but it's fine. We're going to try that again and hopefully just get it normal as intended. All right, so potion to Shaban. Overclock.
Don't forget to reshare.
Oh yeah, you are so right. Actually.
Thank you.
And okay, I'm going to sword break on Lamia here. Encore Shaban. Going to overclock again. Okay, we're fine.
Ooh.
I'm going to then mushroom on Shaban. Going to overclock Shaban again. Going to shield break to reduce Lamia's defense. Going to encore Shaban, and then Worm Fire. And this should kill. Yeah, much more damage. Not quite a kill, but Lamia is basically dead. And we're out. Okay. That's how this fight's supposed to look. This run, for an RPG, has pretty minimal RNG. Except for this fight and the final fight of the entire game, which is a lot of fun. But, you know, it is what it is. You need a little bit of RNG to spice things up, you know? So, with Lamia defeated and Sky Garden basically taken, we confront Josh, and Josh puts on some big macho posturing and decides to just, jump off the tree. Gwen tries to chase after, but Bruce is like, yeah, no, let him go. It's fine. As you had seen earlier, so the deal between Lamia and Josh is that Lamia will work for Josh as long as Josh can provide Lamia with food. Now that Josh no longer really has his seat of power, he can't really provide food for Lamia anymore. Anyways, Josh is no longer with us, and we have captured Skyguard. It's great. Bruce and Gwen are going to decide to stay back a little bit to just resituate things in Sky Garden now that there's no longer this central authority of Duke Josh that's controlling everything. And Verm and Shaban are going to head back to Merida for their next lead. We're heading up real quick on the time skip of this run. That's also going to be where we're going to be taking a break. So I'll call that out when we get to there. But first, Dizzy.
Head bob in time.
Move my next points here. Next page. Head back to Merida. Our Needle Knights show back up to say, yeah, sorry, we messed up. And Leo decides to take matters into his own hands. This is also when the king of Merida learns that Duke Josh has been deposed. And even though nobody likes Josh, like not even the king liked Duke Josh, this still frightens them because Duke Josh represented a known quantity. Like they knew how to deal with him, even if he
Change
sucked.
is scary, even if it's good change.
Change is scary, even if it's good change, and this frightens the king, and it frightens Leo, and Leo decides to take matters into his own hands. Meanwhile, yeah, you go. Yeah.
No, you go. I was just gonna make a joke.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna like. Meanwhile, the king has decided like, hey, maybe that like sketchy rat like has some points, and decides to call him back as well. Okay. So we're gonna just, walk into Merida as normal. I will give a small heads up. There is a scene coming up here with some more harm towards animals, nowhere near as intense as the start of the run, but there is still it's still coming up, and I want to give heads up. So yeah.
We are a little bit past the hour mark, and we were planning on taking a break. Is this a good time to do so?
Yeah, there's just this scripted fight right here. After that is done, we'll go into a break.
Cool.
That is when the time skip happens.
Yeah. It's about halfway through the game, so I figure it's a good time to, break.
Yeah.
So we have this fight against Leo. This is a scripted loss, so we're just going to go ahead and mash the attack button. And while we're doing that, I mentioned that Leo is a foil to Verm. Leo talks a lot about how, like, he sees, like, that rage that he sees in Verm is a rage that he once felt. But at a certain point in his life, Leo had decided to quell that rage and decided to just give up on change, give up on making a difference, and just conform. And as I mentioned, it's a scripted loss, so Leo is going to just do his little super move here. And yeah. Mm-hmm. So once again, Leo is an interesting character. I'll have a bit more to say about him a little later, but also like, play this game. It's great. It's wonderful. I love it a lot. Not very long either. It'll also probably still on sale. I don't know if Steam sale is still on right now, but yeah. And with that, we're going to go ahead and just do another safety save, just because why not? And go ahead and take a break. Everyone, get up, take a drink, go to water, get water, all that stuff.
Yep. You were taking the words right out of my mouth. Chat, we are going to take a short break. This is a 2-hour run, so we decided at the halfway mark that we're gonna take it. We're taking care of our hands, we're taking care of ourselves. It's gaming, it's 2025. So we're gonna throw it to a quick little BRB, but in a few minutes we will be back with more small Saga after that. So please do not go anywhere. Chat, much like our heroes, we have also gone through a time skip ourselves, and we are now back from break. So without further ado, 3Pup, if you would like to keep this small saga going, take it away.
Yeah, hello again, everybody. Hope your break was good. We're back, and Mia, give us a countdown to get started again.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I didn't pick up my tisk. I tried to tisk.
We're back. Because rodents have short lifespans. Normally, a time skip is like a few years, but in this game, our time skip is like a few months. A few months have passed. Shaban now works under our sketchy rat here, and we're now working under him and working on creating artificial life. So we're gonna go ahead and grab this screwdriver here. Give it to him. Our sketchy rat, by the way, has a name. His name's Aquila. Turns out like all those rumors of him like working on like rodents and stuff, not true. Like he just has a reputation because he looks a little weird.
Yeah, because he's got the plague doctor mask.
Yeah.
People don't trust it.
Yeah. So he creates this little automaton rat here, and he's just like, it's a fake, it's a disgusting, like, fake replica. Shaban, destroy it. And you're like, all right, well, sure, I guess. This is a pretty simple fight here, so I'm gonna go ahead and worm fire. And worm fire again, just because why not? And now Aquila wants to introduce us to a secret weapon that he has hidden, known as Excalibur. But before he introduces us to it, he wants to give us one final opportunity to just, get our affairs in order. So we're going to be going off and checking in on our friends. So we're going to go ahead and leave. But before we leave the palace, there's a very important pit stop we need to make. We're going to walk over here to these portraits, which I think are of Kickstarter backers. So that's neat.
That's awesome.
And behind this one, there's a key. It's a secret tool that will help us later. And we're going to go ahead and leave. And we're going to go ahead and check in on our friends over at Sky Garden. See how they've been doing in our absence. Oh, yeah, there's our friends, Bree and Stilton. They're still doing good, too. So, and now. There's just a lot of pitter-patter of Shaban footsteps as we walk out of here. All right, Dizzy. I forgot I needed to push the button. My bad.
You're just giving us more time to bob our heads.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, we're back here at Sky Garden. Cleaned up a lot in our absence, and namely has gotten a hell of a lot more gay. So that's cool. We're gonna go ahead and walk in and see the new makeover. And now it's got like cute little flowers everywhere. And the banners are now also adorned with flowers. They tore down the statue. They have these little rainbow flags up everywhere. It's the best. And now instead of one central authority, they now just have like a council of everyone who lives here making decisions. It's good stuff.
Shoutouts to Bruce.
Yeah, shoutouts to Bruce. And we get introduced with Gwen and Bruce now, and we're going to take a break from important matters here to go. Bruce has an important thing to show off in the armory. They managed to recover a special weapon. They said they found it in the lake, washed up, but with no. It's like, obviously, that's Verm's weapon, but strangely, they did not find Verm with his weapon. So now our team here has resolved 2 plans. 1, find Verm. 2, restore Verm's weapon back to its former glory. Which means we have to go to 2 different places. There are rumors of a vagabond mouse in a place called Vinium, as well as Gwen suggests that her former home, Whitehall, would have what they need to restore the weapon. So we're going to go ahead and go meet back up with Dizzy here. And head on off to our first locale, which is going to be Whitehall. This is where we got our biggest bit of backstory for Gwen. Turns out, Whitehall is a bioengineering institute, namely one that used to do animal research on animals. And yeah, that is also why Gwen has her prosthetic legs. So obviously we can't really enter in through the front door here, so we're going to need to enter in through the sewers. So we're going to go ahead and walk on down over here. And we have a big extended sequence of like, not really platforming, but like, just like time cycle puzzles and stuff. As well as a couple of optional encounters that we really do want to avoid. So we're gonna go ahead and go up here. Well, showing that off. If you get hit by the green fluid, it will knock you off, which we want to avoid.
Ignore that chat. It's going to be on the test as well.
We're going to go ahead and walk over here. We're going to avoid this encounter. Okay, no. I went the wrong way there. That's fine.
But also, I love this little snail.
We're going to overclock here. We'll shield break the snail. Spread fire. And we're fine. Okay. Nothing super scary, it's just time loss. Gonna go ahead and climb up here, get past this. Wait for that cycle to come by, get past these. Get past these ones, hopefully. Cool. I'm gonna go over here, gonna wait for this. And then run past again. And we are going to get hit by this one intentionally. Get knocked around here. Go through here. Get some more backstory about Gwen and a character named George. Gwen's ex-boyfriend and also like the leader de facto of the animals here at Whitehall. George is another one of those forces of like stagnant, like just we need to just do whatever the gods say. He's like very reverent of the gods. They choose to do what they do because they do, and all that stuff. And Gwen's like, you know what? Actually, no, the gods suck, and caused her own little riot, and that's why she's here now. All right, now that we are out, we're basically out of the sewers here, so we're gonna go ahead and walk through here. We have a little bit of menuing to do after this. I like Shaban here, just goes like, Gwen, I didn't like that. Now we're gonna go ahead and level up Gwen here. And change Shaban's equipment, unequip the knuckles. And we're good. This is kind of a scripted fight coming up here. It's more for story reasons than anything else. We're going to go ahead and confront George because sometime after Gwen staged her breakout of Whitehall, the like animal research lab got shut down and all of the animals were removed. And we don't really know where they went. Fun fact, that red button right there, if you push it, will summon a super boss of the White God, which is, yeah, a medical research doctor. Obviously I won't be showing that off, but, cool, fun fact. That super boss is also what you need to fight to unlock Gwen's super weapon. Like RPGs have their, long quest chains to unlock super weapons for every party member.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna shield break here.
Another absolute banger track.
I'm going to sword break here to take a little less damage. And just stab our way through the rest of those. We're going to get a little low here. It's going to look a little scary, but we're going to get one more stab in here, and then we're out. Gwen demands to know what happened to the other animals that lived here, and yeah. But George tells them that after you did your little breakout thing, things got shut down, the animals were removed, except for George, who remains. things are obviously a little tense between the two of them, so George just gives us the torch that we asked for and demands that we leave after. So we use this torch, like it's a your standard chemistry torch, and we're gonna use that to retemper the blade. And while that's going on, Bruce is over here at a new place called Vinium to trace down a rumor of a vagabond mouse. Vinium is probably my favorite location just because it's super inspired. It's a toy store that has been like decorated to like as like a Roman Colosseum. I just think that's neat.
10 out of 10, no notes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The houses are made of Legos, and we're going to talk to this NPC here to buy the other item that we want for the run. It's a shield. It just provides some defense. Also, shout outs to this cat here, and shout outs to Bunlith, for those who know. I'm gonna go ahead and try to enter the back here. Gonna go ahead and just talk to this guy here and get introduced to our vagabond mouse named Ghost. And oh hey, look, yeah, it's Verm. Verm decided to take up the noble life of farming. And Verm's just like, you know what, about that yellow guy business, like, you know what, I don't care about that anymore. Like, who cares? Like, I just want to farm my mushrooms. And Bruce is like, you know what? Yeah, fair. Okay, we're leaving. This guy's like, you know what? Actually, red squirrels are really rare, and we're gonna kidnap you and throw you in the Colosseum. And like, oh no. So Verm's friends here are like, wow, I heard there's rumors that a red squirrel is going to fight in the Colosseum today. And Verm's like, crap, okay. So Verm's gonna be like, well, okay, I guess it's time to go save Bruce here. Before that, though, we need to go ahead and do some equipping here. Give Verm the helmet, the shield, and the knuckles, as well as do some level ups here. Verm now has an ability that the last hit of his combos deals double damage, which is going to be really good with how much damage we're doing. But Verm doesn't have a weapon. How is he going to fight whatever is going to be sent out in the Colosseum? You know, the scorpions. Verm's just like, all right, whatever. We now have the Lego brick.
That's probably one of my favorite moments in the game, when he's like, nah, and just pulls out the Lego brick to fight.
We got this sequence of fighting increasingly larger waves of scorpions here. Each scorpion dies to one cleave, so they're not that big of a threat. Again, you're seeing the double damage on the second hit. Going from 11 to 22 damage is a lot of damage. I'm just gonna encore Verm here. Do another cleave right here. And then we got one more sequence here of now 3 scorpions. Still, again, they die in one hit, so it's fine. But we do have a really cool boss fight coming up, so look forward to that. Going to do ahead and one more cleave here. You do also note that Verm now has 4 energy pips, which is really nice. Means that we can do a lot more cleaves. And we're out of there. And match through some dialogue as we get to our boss fight for this sequence. We get a little car. I wonder what that's for. It's time for the chariot race.
This is so great.
This is amazing.
Okay, so we're going to rage here. And then the boss is going to howl, reduce our defense. That's fine. We're going to then now cleave here. Take some damage. Hurts, but we don't care. Because we're going to cleave one more time. And we're out. Yeah, there you go. This whole sequence is really funny, but my favorite part is little Bruce in the car, just like scrunched and just like trying to drive the thing while we're fighting. It's the best.
It's the cut from the fight to the car just like slowly moving into frame.
Alright, so yeah, our friends are joined back up again. The leader of Vinium is like, hey, yeah, sorry about that whole like kidnapping you business and making you fight in the arena. Like, are we like even? And here's like a key to a house. And well, Verm's like, no, we're not even. Like that farm that I was working at, yeah, give it to the workers who actually do the work on the farm. And he's like, okay, yeah, sure. So we're gonna go ahead and leave here. Meet back up with the other half of our party. And then, yeah, here's Gwen and Siobhan. Siobhan's just like very surprised to see Verm still alive. And we do have some, they have some presents for us. So, one present is the restored blade. Now it's green. Same color as his brother. But then now Siobhan and Bruce are going to leave because Gwen has her own little present for Verm here. Gwen asks like how he feels not having a tail, and Verm's just like, you know what, it's like, it kind of sucks. And bestows upon Verm a new prosthetic tail. I think of all the many things that this game is really cool about, I think this game is really cool about like being like disability and like the use of prosthetics, because Gwen like opens like, hey, not everyone likes them, not everyone uses these, but I figure like, hey, may as well give you the option, right?
Yeah, the fact that she's not like, hey, this is for you, it will fix you or anything like that. She actually is respectful and everything. It's nice.
Yeah, like
and
obviously
also
Gwen
got a little spike at the end of the tail, which is very Verm.
It also gives us an ability called Nimblefoot, which lets us skip dodge the next attack that we take. Not useful for very much, but it is a required move for an upcoming fight. So we're entering into Merida for the final time. We're not quite entering the final sequence, but we are getting ready for it. Normally this would be like, this is like kind of like we're heading into the point of no return where the game is just like, hey, like things are getting a little spicy. So you want to go wrap up any side quests and stuff. But first we're going to jump on some cans into this weird little house where we're going to use that weird little key we found. There's a chest over here with a new lighter. It's the mystery wand. It's the best weapon in the game for Siobhan. So that's neat. I'm gonna go ahead and jump down now and do some menuing. I'm gonna unequip that. I'm going to unequip that, give him the potion, unequip. I'm gonna give Siobhan the helmet. Oh, nope. The knuckles and the shield, and then give Gwen the mushroom. And then do level ups. Verm. And Siobhan. I think we're good there. Oh, wait, nope, I forgot one thing. The brand new lighter we got. I've done that before. It will make some fights a little annoying if I don't, so, yeah. Alright, our party decides to split up a little bit. Shaban's going to go back to Aquila. Bruce decides to also take a break to give Gwen and Verm some space. Gwen knows what Bruce is doing, but Verm is a little oblivious. Bruce is just like, oh yeah, give Gwen a tour around the place. Obviously trying to, you know, push the two together, but yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah. We're going to go up. Just gonna go ahead and give Gwen a tour of the place. We're gonna go to the palace first. They both take a look at it and go. Gwen just immediately goes, "Yeah, this place sucks." And Verm's just like, "Yeah, it does." So we're gonna leave. And then I'm gonna go over here. Verm tells Gwen all about the time that they fought a kraken, and Gwen's just like, "Yeah, no, you didn't." And we're like, "Yeah, no, we did."
We did, and we were pissed at Bruce for it.
Yeah. And then over here to the merchant quarter, where we're gonna go have some tea. And it's revealed that Gwen has a sick blue mohawk the whole time. She's the best.
She has blue hair and pronouns.
Yes.
This game has everything.
This is also where Gwen asks Verm, like, "Hey, are you like into boys or girls?" And Verm's just like, "You know what? I never really thought about it. You know, with the whole yellow god business."
I'm into revenge.
Yeah. I like the idea that Verm is ace of some sorts, because it just never really occurred to him. I'm gonna go ahead and go down
also
here.
extremely Verm coded.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
It's not on my mind ever.
Yeah. All right. And then I'm gonna go over here. And gonna go ahead and back over to Ratless over here and just have a nice little moment.
Atlas, oh my god.
Yeah. There's this sweet little scene, and like I'm gonna be skipping through all the dialogue, but it's just Gwen mostly just asking Verm like, what does he want to be? And again, I really heavily encourage people to play this for lots of reasons. Like Verm's story is obviously like centered everything, and his like journey towards like conquering that anger and pain that he's felt all of his life, and just like not necessarily like pushing those feelings down, but instead redirecting them towards a good cause. Because for a while he was, self-centered on that idea of killing the Yellow God and getting revenge, but now he has more to fight for. But now we're back to playing Shaban. That whole Excalibur business. Aquila is going to show us what that actually is. Got a little secret compartment here inside the book, iconic stuff. Go ahead and walk up this long staircase. All right. And then that leads us straight into an elevator. I don't quite know how that works, but yeah. Gonna go ahead and take this elevator up to the top of this building here. And Aquila asks Shaban what they know about like the history of the gods and like the history of their wars, especially. Just totally not suspicious thing to ask someone.
Totally.
I'm gonna just go ahead and walk past this obviously secret compartment over here. Go ahead and push the big red button and open the compartment. And we're going to see what Excalibur is.
Turns out, maybe not the best thing.
Turns out it's an undetonated warhead.
Oh,
Yeah. This is Aquila's secret weapon against the Yellow God. I believe that he calls it a fire egg? Yeah. He calls it a fire egg. It is attached to a ballista that is going to launch it out the window and detonate, just killing the Yellow God and also everything in Merida.
oh.
Yeah. Shaban confronts Aquila with this, like, hey, won't, like, brings up the good point, like, hey, yeah, won't this kill everyone? And Aquila's like, well, the king sucks. And then Shaban's like, well, what about, like, all the normal people that live there? And he's like, well, no, they all suck too. Like, just a very nihilistic way to look at everything. And my favorite part here, again, why Shaban is the very best. Shaban, like, hears all of this nihilism and just decides, you know what? Okay, so yeah, I'm out.
Goodbye.
Real.
Not even a dialogue option. Not even a dialogue option. Shaban's just like, yeah, no, I'm out. See ya. Find another successor. So Shaban immediately comes back to their friends and goes like, hey, yeah, Aquila has a giant bomb that he's going to, like, launch out and kill everyone with.
We have a problem to solve now.
Yeah, we have a problem. So now we need to figure out a way to get into the palace, to get to Excalibur, to stop the bomb from detonating. And our friend Bree here has an idea. And this is now the point of no return. But first, a quick little cutscene involving the king. And the king does know about the plan of Excalibur, and his plan is to just get out. Just leave. Hit the bricks.
Of course.
There's also, like, rumblings of a protest at their gates, but the king, again, doesn't really care, is just gonna, like, head out. So yeah, the protest is, of course, us. We're going to go march on the palace and go like, hey, no, not cool, like, don't kill us all. And even though only, like, 4 of us are here, the king decides to completely overreact and send basically the entire force of the guards against us. We tried talking with him, and the guards are, like, not hearing it, so, like, okay, see him. So we're gonna go and blow them up. I
Should have chosen diplomacy. Now we're gonna take out the trash.
I think we can defend, and yeah, cool. So with all of that equipment that we've given Shaban is now a force of destruction and can now one-shot all of these guards in one hit. I said one shot and one hit. That's the same thing, but whatever.
One shot in one attack.
Yeah.
One opportunity.
Yeah. One chance to blow a lighter in the face of city guards. Yeah, this is like a lot of scripted fights here of just really showcasing the power of one mole wielding a lighter. You got a little barricade, we have to go run around. And then we're gonna go ahead and confront some more guards here. Keep on moving. A few more guards to deal with here, and then we're gonna deal with that barricade. Defend. Yeah, nope. Spread fire again. And then over to the barricade to go help our friends out. And also deal with some more guards. Alright, with the barricade cleared, our friends are now freed, and we're gonna go march on the palace. Woo! except a few more guards. Shoutouts to the guards having little thimbles for helmets, by the way. That's cute.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'd never even noticed that before.
The details in this game.
All right. March on forward here to confront the palace. Except, yeah, they've mustered, again, the entire guard. I think Shaban could still take them, but yeah, our friends are like, hey, yeah, maybe we shouldn't do this. So Bree decides to buy us some time, and Stilton is going to show us a secret passageway. So we're going to go ahead and leave. And then leave again. And then leave once more. That's the cool ass on the wall. Love the heck with the pointing to it.
With the arrow that says rude.
Right. For the secret tunnel, we're going to go ahead and do a little quick shuffle here. Give the helmet to Verm. That's pretty much it there. So we're going to go ahead and enter into the palace for the final couple boss fights. So this is a pretty interesting scene. I don't want to talk about it too much just because like there's still some story for everyone to discover through playing it. But yeah, so as I mentioned, the king has just decided to just get out. And Leo finally comes to his senses somewhat and be like, hey, okay, maybe this is wrong. And he decides to take matters into his own hands. So, yeah, with that, while that's going on, our friends are breaking into the palace.
We knock over yet another Patreon, or not Patreon, Kickstarter backer.
Yeah. And going to go ahead and do some splitting of the party here. Verm is going to go talk to the king, not knowing, what just happened. And the rest of our party is going to go focus on Excalibur and stop that bomb from detonating. So that's where we're going. This is the best song in the game, by the way. It makes me really sad that we don't get to listen to it very much because this fight is going to go very quickly. But first we have to climb up these stairs. And into the elevator again.
Every time.
Right. So we're going to go ahead and march right in and have our boss fight against Plague Master Aquila. Oh, come on. Thank you. Aquila knows that he can't defeat us, but all he needs to do is buy some time. This is a time sequence, but trust me, we don't need it. Turns out he's also buff the whole time. Okay. We're going to overclock. Going to shield break. Going to encore Shaban.
Our planet faces an unprecedented threat. We must
Overclock again.
Time is running out.
Going to overpower for the fourth time.
Do we need to heal Shaban?
Yeah, the mushroom will heal.
Okay, cool.
Encore Shaban here. And spread fire. And we're done.
The
Wow.
music is so good, though.
It's so good.
So different compared to every other track in this game.
The use of sampling in that one track caught me so off guard. I'm like, whoa, okay. Yeah, so now we have a bomb to deal with. Cannot disarm the bomb, but we can disarm the launching mechanism. So we're gonna go ahead and destroy that. So things are safe for now. But now Verm needs to go talk to the king. The king who is totally still alive. And willing to listen to reason. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he won against everybody.
He is the Blade Master for a reason. This is a really interesting dialogue exchange that, again, we're kind of skipping past, but even after killing the king, Leo is still scared of Verm and what he represents and decides to put a stop to him right here, right now.
However, Verm is powered up.
We have Nimblefoot. And we can dodge now. Okay. So we're going to rage. Take a hit, but it's fine. We're going to cleave. Which does enough damage to destroy Leo's sword there. Buying us a turn, of which we're going to use to cleave again. And get us out of that fight. And he is now gone. And we're gonna go on and confront the Yellow God, the final boss. But of course, we're not doing it without our friends. So we get
We are
one
definitely
final
safety saving here because
Yes.
the worst RNG of the whole run is right here at the end. Unfortunately.
It sure is. Give the helmet to Shaban here, do some level ups. Level up Verm, level up Shaban. And do our, safety save as mentioned here. And get our notes ready, because this is the most intense fight of the run. I sure am ready. This run started with us entering heaven, and it ends with us entering hell. Before we can confront the final boss, we do need to destroy the smoke machine that is pumping in all the rat poison that's meant to kill the rodents. So that's what we're going first. I love how this scene looks, by the way. It's so imposing, and the visual effect that they got on like the backdrop is just so weird and off-putting. It's so cool. I love it. This whole sequence is great. Okay, so we got this smoke machine here. We're gonna go ahead and rage. We're gonna go ahead and worm fire here because the smoke machine takes a lot of resisted damage from our attacks. but that's why Verm is here. So we're going to encore here. And cleave this machine, and that should take care of it. And just like all the very best RPGs, it's time to fight God. Okay.
It's such a powerful line. No, I'm not okay, but I'm not running.
Alright, going to go ahead and give the mushroom to Shaban here. And do a spread fire. Which gets us to the first phase here, to the actual fight of the actual final fight here. And you'd be very particular here, so I'm gonna focus. As we fight against Master Hand and Crazy Hand here. I'm gonna go ahead and fight Potion on Shaban. Overclock. Overclock. Shield break the left hand. Encore on Shaban. Overclock. Hope that Shaban doesn't get hit here.
No, every time.
Every time. We'll see if we can figure this out. Okay. We're going to not mushroom here. We're going to instead, I think, rage. We're going to overclock again. We're going to shield break the other hand. We're going to encore Shaban. If Shaban gets grabbed here, we do have to reset, which, you know, is what it is. Yeah, we're gonna get Divine Wrath here. Okay, I don't know if this works, but we're gonna try it. We're going to overclock. We're just going to stab. Both are fine here. Yeah. We're going to encore Shaban. And we're going to spread fire. Right. Okay. Let us cleave the left hand here. I think I should have given the mushroom, actually. Going to defend here. Going to defend again here. That's fine.
Ow, that's not fine.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna reset. I don't think I got that right. Okay, that's fine.
So that is because Shaban got attacked on the first turn. All we have to do is avoid Shaban getting hit, but I swear this run likes to hit Shaban.
Yeah.
Don't forget to reshare when you put it back up.
Yes. Like I mentioned earlier with the as I mentioned earlier with the fight against Lamia, if Shaban gets hit, they lose a really big damage bonus for being at full health. I tried to kind of scramble and try to make something work instead of having to reset, but it didn't quite work out. But that's okay. We get to see this all over again and spend a little more time with these cute little rodents. Plus, it'd be much cooler to be able to show off the quick kill It's a really cool quick kill.
All right, chat. Give 3 pure energy. Good RNG time.
Yeah, the goal, if I do get hit, the goal that I'm trying to accomplish is to buy an extra turn for Shaban to overclock to try and compensate for that damage that I'm losing by not being at full health. It's just Verm getting grabbed wasn't great because then I lost my ability to throw out the mushroom. Which I think if I'd given out the mushroom before Verm got grabbed, I might be able to accomplish that. I don't know. It's fine. We're good.
It's a little hard to say because then Shaban ran out of energy too.
Yeah.
Kind of like you're setting up, and then when the setup doesn't work, it's
it's really hard to say.
Resources.
The we're gonna worm fire again here. Going to shield break here. This game is very much not RNG dependent, but when RNG does get involved, things can get out of control a little bit. But that's okay, because we're through that first phase, and we're going to go ahead and go up against the second. Alrighty. Okay, so you don't actually need to give Shaban the mushroom on this first phase, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Something I did not mention when we first got them, but the consumable items that I have regenerate between combats. They're not one-time use items. Okay, refocusing on this. So, master hand, crazy hand, and we're going to go ahead and potion on Shaban. Overclock. Overclock again. Shield break to the left. Encore on Shaban. Overclock to 4.
Now we hope.
Alright, we're good. We're out.
All right, we're good. We're out.
Mushroom to Shaban. Overclock to 5. Shield break the right hand here. Encore Shaban. And Shaban, take us out. And now for the actual coolest thing to ever happen in any video game ever.
When is time on this one again?
Time is when we approach Shaban after this in the epilogue.
Okay.
I won't match the dialogue for this one just because it's really cool. Run. Oh yeah, the bomb went off too.
But since it wasn't launched, it was only in the clock tower.
Yeah. So yeah, we have a quick little epilogue here, but yeah, there you go. That's the clock tower. It's blown up. quick little epilogue here, but yeah, this has been Small Saga. Assuming that the Steam sale is still active, I'm sure this game is on sale. Even off sale, it's pretty cheap. It's a good like 10, 20 hours ish. Play casually. It's a great time. Lots of like queer themes, anti-authority themes, just all of that good stuff you want in your RPG. I really recommend it. Lots of great character writing too. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and walk through here. And time.
GG.
Yeah.
GG.
Gonna, so long as it's okay, I'm gonna mash through some dialogue here just because there's a cute little song at the end of the end credits. But yeah, as that's going, just quick little shout outs. Yeah, I've been 3pup. If you like what you saw here and want to watch more, I am on twitch.tv/3pup, where I will be speedrunning more of this, as well as just more indie games in general. Shout outs to Moonblaze Wolf. He was the one who got me into this game in the first place, and also a fellow runner of this game who gave me his speedrun notes to learn off of, which is really cool. And just, shout outs to the Lady Arcaders. Y'all are great. Love y'all. Mia, how about you?
My big shout out is to 3pup, who is inspiring every time she does all this stuff, puts herself out there, makes these cool runs. She's awesome.
I think with that, we'll let this song play us out and hand it back over to Birch.
Thank you, 3pup and Mia, for joining us once again today. This was an amazing run, and I know for sure I'm definitely picking this game up. This has been amazing. Chat, as we sort of wrap up Small Saga, we do still have one more showcase today. That is Hitman by Selkuthmine coming up. But before we get into that, we are going to jump to a quick short break once again. So please stick with us, as well as this is it for my time with you today. I had a great time with y'all watching some mice defeat God. But with that, I will be leaving you in the hands of Bunny's Bun Renna, which she'll introduce herself when we get back from break. But until then, I will see you all. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and I will see you all in the next one. Stay tuned.
And we are back. Thank you all for stopping by the Trek Mode. It's fantastic to have you all as always. And I feel wonderful getting to be here every time they give me the opportunity. Well, more every time I give myself the opportunity. Usually I'm a little bit busy these days. I got plenty of stuff going on, but that's neither here nor there. Whenever the opportunity arises, I'm always happy to be here. And thank you all for showing up. A few quick things to go over real quick. Of course, we are always looking for submissions. And we want you on this screen right now. Yes, you. You can't see it. I'm pointing at you right now. We want you over here. Feel free to submit any sort of showcase you would like. Whether you're doing the thing I do, taking my job and talking about video games, you got a cool speed run, anything video game related, we'd love to have you here. The more people, the better. And of course, next time on a Trek Mode, we've got plenty to look forward to still. Off on October 16th, it is time. I don't know if you've heard the bells tolling, but it is in fact Halloween season, my personal favorite Halloween season. And to match the vibes, we have Tora, who will be chilling in House Flipper 2 to be making a cool Halloween-themed house, at least as far as I know. I'm certain to hopefully at least be watching. I honestly, I'll be real, I'm not usually one for House Flipper 2 content, but I think we all share a general appreciation of Germa, so that's enough to get me there. I'm very excited, and you should be too. You're not going to want to miss it. That's going to be happening October 16th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, so make sure to be there. With all that out of the way, don't go anywhere. We've got one of our friends to raid into. We're going to be going over to Bean Queen Soul, playing the Dog Island. What is the Dog Island? I have no idea. That's why it's your job to find out by sticking around for the raid. You hear that? You gotta tell me when you're done. Because I got stuff I gotta do. But with all that out of the way, thank you all so much for watching, and we hope to see you on the next one. See ya!